Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Oh. Hey, Central Illinois. I see you there. So cool. Thanks for coming.
There's the Carbondale Unitarians as well. Life is good.
All right.
Good evening.
Got UUs in the house. Oh, we got Decatur UUs too. And Springfield. Uh-oh. Hey, there's a Mennonite coming in now. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Cindy. Hi, Veronica.
Hello. All.
There we go. Now, the way we're set up, we can just see a little strip of pictures at the top, so we can't see you all at one time. Can you see each other?
Cindy Shepherd.
Some folks, and we apologize, but we're eating because we didn't have any other time to do it. So please excuse us for being rude. But welcome to our dining room.
What a thought, eating at 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't know. Ever.
Salmon.
That's great.
Each person should be able to select a view that helps them see how they want to see in the top right corner.
Can't
No?
do that.
No? Okay.
Cindy Shepherd.
It might be in the middle. There's a green bar and then a tab that says view options. And you might be able to change it there as well if you don't have the little box. Experiment. That's what I tell my students. That you experiment until you get what works for you, because you can just see the speaker or you can see everybody or various things in between. So.
Or you can close your eyes and not see anything, but we hope
That's
you know.
and you can turn your picture off too. So but we don't want you to.
Well, hey, it's 6:03 and we've got a nice crowd here. So I'm going to say, let's go ahead and get started. We can see a few of you, but I'm Cindy Shepherd. I'm the Green Team Director, and I am joined tonight by Reverend Veronica Johnson, who is our Outreach Director for Faith in Place. And we are so excited to talk to you about kicking off your Green Teams for 2022. Our mission at Faith in Place is to empower Illinois people of all faith traditions to be leaders in caring for the earth by providing resources that connect, educate, and advocate for healthier communities. And we're so excited about the work that gets done around the state as we work with you. The secret to Faith in Place's success and impact is, in fact, you. It's Green Teams. And many of you know that. I think most of you are members of Green Teams. And so I'd like to take a second to just stop and open up your chat and please put in your name. And if you're a member of a Green Team, put Green Team. We are here to reinvigorate Green Teams as we start the new year. So if you'd like, you could also add in the chat, what's your favorite pick-me-up?
Oh, bullshit.
All right. Go. Vicki, where's your Green Team?
In Deerfield, Illinois.
Awesome. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. Thank you all very much. That's terrific. And you all can see the chat if you can't see all the pictures. Know that you are in very good company tonight. I'm going to turn it over now to Veronica Johnson to share our sort of agenda for the evening.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask you to mute your sound or mute your microphone if you don't mind. There'll be opportunity a little bit later to hear from you. But our agenda tonight is really also the process that we encourage you to consider for strategic planning for this new year. Anybody excited that we're in a new year? I am. I don't know about you. 2021 was something else. It's good to be in 2022. And so as you look to reinvigorate your green teams, here's a process, and this is the agenda as well. First, confirm your team members, review and confirm the mission statement, take a look back, progress from prior years or just last year, and then look forward, do some visioning, set goals as you do that, and then follow up with your green team coach from Faith in Place that can help make this happen for you as well. That's what we're going to go through tonight, and we will provide the slides to you as well as the video recording sometime in the next week. So certainly take notes, but you'll receive this as well. First, confirm your team members. This is probably more important this year than ever with all that is happening with in this pandemic and beyond. We know that some of you may have suffered with membership because of possibly not worshiping in your space, people not being available and so forth. So it's a good time to see who's still on board, see who's not, who else might you engage, and what roles need to be filled. It's a good time really to just take a look at the team and see who's there. And we think this is so important that Cindy is going to sing a song about it. Got a song, Cindy? Here we go.
And now the moment that you've all been waiting for, it's Cindy and her accordion. You all know this song. It's very important for Green Team confirmation. You know that song. You want to make new friends, but keep the old. And that's how you make a Green Team gold for 2022.
If that's not commitment, I don't know what is. Thank you, Cindy. You all remember that. We'll send you the song and the video. You can watch that again if you need to. As you are building or maybe rebuilding your team, that is somewhat of recruiting, right? So we want to help you think about and maybe connect with people. You know, there might be people who really are looking for new ways to connect, who may feel even isolated in these times. And so think of Cindy playing that accordion, and who needs a smile on their face? Recruit new Green Team members. We have a survey that has just been dropped in the chat. It is one that you can customize for your house of worship and distribute to receive information from your house of worship members, your congregation, about what is interesting to them, but also who wants to be involved and at what level. And so we hope you use that template, make it your own, and go for it. Also, it's a good time to also distribute and maybe distribute again the Green Team, the overview of the program and the 10 tips for Green Teams. That is also a document that is available on our website. I believe it's also being dropped in the chat shortly. And again, we'll send you these resources as well. If people are wondering what does a Green Team do? What are some of the ideas? All of that is included in the expectations of Green Team members as well. This last point on this slide of shift roles. We all know organizations where people have held a position for a very long time, and it might just be a good time to shake things up, get new leadership, get new recorders or people who will bring some new energy, some new ideas. We certainly want to hold on to those who have been committed, but sometimes it's a good idea to shift roles. You might get some new energy, and always consider your young folks. Discover your Green Team's niche. You know, one of our sayings at Faith in Place is get in where you fit in. There is so much in this arena of environmental justice. We all can't do it all, but we can do something. And so what is that something that fits your house of worship? Maybe there's something new you can begin to pursue. So set goals. We'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. Connect with your spiritual tradition. Are you able to articulate how environmental justice connects with your faith tradition? Maybe spend some time finding that language, using the sacred text, whatever that might be for your faith tradition, and being able to state that succinctly and share that with your house of worship. Encourage eco-friendly acts, certainly within your house of worship and within the families. Connect with your community, advocate for the earth. There's more and more opportunities all around us to do that. Stretch yourselves, try something new, be brave, and leave a record. Make sure you keep good notes as you move forward. Just a great way to try to do something new. Everyone should have some clarity around the expectations, especially as you bring on new members. And so help them understand how regularly you will meet, the goals, those connections with the spiritual tradition, which really helps lock people in, planning activities and connecting with the broader community. And so really, and then that last one of celebrating accomplishments is so important. Because sometimes we need to celebrate those small accomplishments. It keeps us motivated for the long journey ahead that we have for environmental justice. So again, customize these for your team and have fun with it. Have fun with it. As you build, strengthen, rebuild your team, make sure you have a collaborator, someone who enjoys working with others and doesn't get too political about it, but enjoys to share. An analyzer. There's a lot to understand about environmental justice. Make sure there's someone there who can analyze that information and help you all be right on point. The energizer, someone who will pull out an accordion and sing a song in the meeting. Maybe not, but someone who brings energy. And then the regulator, someone who can help keep things on track, who can help manage conflict. These are really elements of a great team, and I love the acronym CARE, right? It helps you move forward and make things happen. And I will now hand it back to Cindy.
Thanks, Veronica. I think one of the most important things about that CARE model is not just making sure you have somebody, but appreciating each other. Sometimes it's so difficult to work with people who have a little different personality or bent but what that model shows us is that we need each other. So I've learned to appreciate the ones that drive me crazy a little bit over the years, and I hope that also happens for you. It's really cool when you all get together then to think about reviewing or confirming or, heavens, writing a mission statement for your green team. It can give you a real ability to focus on what you're doing, what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. A mission statement should not be a treatise. It shouldn't be a paragraph that you have trouble fitting on the front of a t-shirt. It should be a succinct statement, what you do, how you do it, why you do it. I was recently with a green team who was considering what they should call themselves. They said, we've been the Environmental Stewardship Committee for so many years. I think maybe we should revisit the name. But as they talked, they decided that was perfect for what they do, why they do it, and how they do it. So it can spark some interesting discussions. As you do put your team together for the first meetings, realize you don't have to do all on every slide. In fact, it's not a good idea to try to do everything. But remember, as we head into Martin Luther King weekend, his words of wisdom that if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But by all means, keep moving. So find that place where you fit in, find the project that feels right to you, and get to it, because that will be wonderful. I think that one of the ways that we find out what we're good at and how we can move forward is to take a look back at what we've done. For some of us, it's been a really tough year. And I know that some green teams have taken a pause this year or have felt like they haven't gotten everything accomplished that they hoped to. But we're going to put you in breakout rooms here in just a couple minutes. And because I think if you think together at what you've done, maybe if last year was a pause, then forget about it. You know what? That's done. But think back to the projects that have really gotten your hearts racing, the things that you're congregation or your house of worship has responded well to. And share those with one another. You'll also, with your green teams, want to talk about lessons that you learned or challenges you faced and what's worth remembering. But for the next 5 minutes, just get in these breakout rooms and share that accomplishment of your green team, of your house of worship, that really still sort of brings a glow to your face. All right, folks are coming back from the breakout rooms. We heard some great things in breakout room number 1. So let's take just a second and somebody from group 1 tell us 2 accomplishments out of our 5 groups. Dan, I'm going to call on you.
There I am. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, we installed a solar array on our building. We did a lot of energy conservation work. We also established a 1-acre prairie garden and continue to do other features. Go ahead.
That's awesome. Big
There's
shout out.
Another church in Southern Illinois that has a big prairie, 1-acre prairie also. So that was kind of fun to discover.
Yeah.
We had a partner.
We talked prairie. How about group number 2? Who was in group number 2? Group number 3? Don't be shy.
I'll be muted.
Well, I think group number 3 might have been my group. So, so at my church, we relaunched the green team after about a 5-year hiatus. And then there was another lady who was talking about their team planted some trees with some funding from Faith in Place.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Dan. Number 4? How many groups were there, Lauren?
5.
Okay. Number 4. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I was in group 4 and we heard some really great stuff about nature meditative walk, which was really fun at a nature center. And also how you can also get involved in lobbying and implementing of CEJA. So the last year, some green teams were involved in some advocacy work as well.
Very cool. How about number
Awesome.
5? Group number 5? Oh, they're the shy ones. Okay. Didn't we hear the?
I'll give you a little update.
Yes,
Several of the people in our group were just beginning to connect with Faith in Place and the green team. So we gave them encouragement and then shared about shared leadership ideas, as well as redoing an energy audit that will make for significant energy improvement in our place of worship.
Thanks, Sharon. All right, we have heard about gardens and energy and advocacy and young people, and that's just the beginning. So I'm really thankful that look back, I think it can be incredibly energizing. And I'm going to turn it over to Veronica to look in the other direction.
Awesome. Thank you all for sharing. After you look back, then it's time to look forward. And so establishing a vision or reinvigorating your vision. And there's 2 types of vision that we want to name here. The vision of outcome, an example that by the end of the year, your green team will be considered essential to the faith practice, right? Certainly we know that there's a core group that comes together, but don't we really want the faith community to understand a responsibility for caring for the earth as our faith calls us to, right? So this is a vision to really make sure that that understanding permeates your community. And then a vision of being, that the group itself will be welcoming, committed to the work, etc., right? So different ways to set a new vision for the future. So we encourage you to think about that and to really establish what is this all about? Why do we exist? And how do we want to be viewed within our entire faith community? we want them all to know this is important, and we want to have a key role in our faith community. So that is vision. And then, of course, as you look forward, you're also thinking about new programs. And so with that, here's the short Faith in Place video about our programs. Love that video. Our program areas, you see them listed here, and these are on our website, and we have resources for each one of these program areas that you can use to reinvigorate your green team, to try something new, to engage in some of these areas that possibly you have not already. So we'll go through a few examples as we go through the next several slides. I want to start really what's on the far end of that last slide, but we want to talk about it first, which is engaging your youth. How many of you do a great job engaging the youth? Raise your hand. Anybody? Yeah, that's why we're talking about it. Young people have energy, they have ideas, they have experience, they have perspectives that we really need to begin to engage. And so let me put a challenge out to reaching out to your young people. Faith in Place has an Eco Ambassador program that at one time was summer-based and now it is year-round. The lead of that program is with us tonight, Cesar Almeida. He is over our Youth Ambassador program, our Eco Ambassador program, and will get your youth going. And so if that's an area you want to continue to engage and you really need some coaching around that, certainly you can speak to your green team coach. You can also make an appointment and speak to Cesar. He'd love to work with you to get your youth going. Education in each of these areas. We encourage you to provide education to your houses of worship. This allows both your house of worship to improve in some areas as far as energy, but it also allows the individuals within your community to do the same. And so an example here is energy workshop, helping people understand what carbon footprint means and how they can impact that. Considering solar and learning what that's all about and the amazing savings that can happen in the arena of solar, adding solar to either the house of worship or to the individual homes. So really finding opportunities, and certainly that's one thing we've been able to do even in this pandemic is educate, because we have the technology to do so. So take good advantage of that. If you are considering solar, there is a journey that we like to share in this nice slide that kind of shows how we like to help houses of worship go on that journey. And it begins with forming a green team, having an energy audit done, and we can certainly arrange that. The smart energy workshop, and so doing those educational activities to help others learn about it. Engaging in some other initiatives like transportation, bike to worship, or things like that, and leading to solar panels, right? That there's other things you can do internally to both save energy and educate, and then looking at the impact that solar panels can have. So there's a journey there. More around climate change and energy, really learning, continuing to learn, taking advantage of the resources that both Faith in Place has, as well as ComEd and other organizations have around conserving energy and addressing waste. So again, just some ideas. Maybe some of these are making you think of things you can do in this coming year. In the area of sustainable food and land use, knowing where CSAs are and how you can engage those, habitat restoration. We have a just eating curriculum that teaches about food justice and how you can use that curriculum to help people both eat better and eat more justly, if you will. Our Migration and Me program that is best implemented through story circles where people can explore their journey or the migration of their family as they're also learning about the migration of the monarch butterfly. And then certainly community gardens, native plant gardens, and vegetable gardens. There's so many resources to help people do these things and do them well. More in the area of food and land use, certainly the benefits of doing so is improved health, saved money, restoring the habitat, butterfly gardens, and really taking care of the earth, connecting with nature. Someone did nature walks. That is so easy to do. And it's so important. There's more and more research. In our group, I think I was in group 5, we started having a conversation about dementia. There's so much evidence that just getting outside and enjoying nature has an impact even on that. And so these things can really help in so many ways, especially in these times of isolation. And then there's advocacy. You know, as people learn, they begin to speak that truth and share that with other people. But then also there's times to advocate. You can see here going to the Capitol for Lobby Day, for Advocacy Day, taking advantage of Faith in Place's Faithful Citizen workshops, where we can learn what are the policies that are being considered. What do we need to say to our elected officials? Can we do a letter writing campaign to try to help make a difference? And then certainly celebrating wins. And if you know anything about what has happened in this last year, you know that we have a great win to celebrate, and that is the passing of the Climate and Equitable Jobs Act, CEJA, in the last year. Congratulations, Illinois. Congratulations to all of us, especially those who did some work. Anybody do some CEJA work here? I see some hands up, some fists raised. Yes, yes, yes. Just a wonderful accomplishment. And it's the proof that if we work together and we come together from different parts of this state, we can make a difference. So we're excited now about the work that is happening to take this to the next stage of implementation. And so at Faith in Place, we have people directly engaged in that work. Some of them are on this call, Christina and Pastor O. And we certainly would love to engage your green teams in this work as well. Stay tuned with Faith in Place on how to do that. Our policy platform is also on our website, and so you can read fresh the current policy platform of Faith in Place. And there'll be more and more about this, but please take a look at that. On our website, you can see environmental health, climate change, clean water, economic justice, food access, and voting rights is such a hot topic right now. These are all ways that you can reinvigorate your green teams and get involved in some new initiatives this coming year. And so we're going to take you back into breakout rooms. You may be in with different people, but we'd like you now to share one potential goal for your green team. Did you hear something new that you might want to engage in? Did you hear something when people were sharing what they accomplished that you might want to try? We'll go into the rooms now. And again, this is just for you to begin to bounce some ideas off and say what you heard that you might want to try, or maybe what you already had in mind. I think everyone's back. I want to give a heads up. We do want to hear some of your ideas. I heard great ideas in the group I was in. But I want to give a heads up to one of my colleagues, Caesar. There were so many questions about eco-ambassadors that we're hoping you can share, but take a moment, breathe, let's hear some ideas, and then we'll give you the mic, okay? Just share a little bit about the process of eco-ambassador program, okay? Anyone want to share one of the goals from their group? Anybody from group 1? Going once. Oh, I know you all share some great goals. Going twice.
Well, if nobody else is going to jump up, we talked about food a lot and the idea of having gardens and being able to help supply other people with food. So several churches are doing that, and some of us are interested in getting it started.
Wonderful. There's a grant right now available through Faith in Place of $7,000. There's 25 grants for sustainable food projects. So take a look at our website. You might find that you qualify. Thank you. Thank you. Group 2. One goal.
Someone in our group was interested in exploring nature walks, which his community had not explored in the past. So he made a connection within the group to find out more about how that works.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So inspiring. Group 3. Anyone?
I can just go. So my green team, we're really hoping to do a congregation-wide activity that's called The World We Want 2050. And then, but the second part of that, so we want to do this in person. We don't know if it's going to happen. We want to have like white paper everywhere and crayons and markers and so that people can just go to town and like draw and write about what they want to what they want the world to be like in 2050. But the second part is I am willing to do this to achieve that. So it's not just what they envision, but what is the person willing to do to get there, so that we can kind of have an idea as the green team of what events and projects we would think that our congregation would be most fired up about.
Wonderful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Group 4. Going once.
We talked about sustainable food, land, and land use as well, composting, and also story circles, racial healing circles. So how we can incorporate racial justice in the climate justice conversation.
Wonderful. Love it. Thank you. And group 5.
Well, I shared it's beyond just our church. It's a community initiative in Champaign-Urbana to bring in a program called RAW tools, where you turn guns into garden tools. And there's a community garden where we hope that many faith communities and people in the community will come together, work with youth and across generations to turn our violence around and help us to all become part of a growing process that brings about the beloved community.
That is such an amazing idea. I saw your eyes light up too, Caesar. We're going to do some research on raw tools. I love it. Caesar, now if you can share, thank you. Thank you for sharing. If you can share a little bit about Eco Ambassador, and then I did see one question for you in the chat.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for the space to share a little bit more about the Eco Ambassador program. Yeah, I see 2 questions, so I'd love to address that. I just want to start off with the Eco Ambassador is a program for teenagers interested in advocating for environmental justice and learning more about climate change. We have a summer program and we have an academic year program. We are currently in the academic year program. And so I see a question, when and how can youth apply? Oh, by the way, if your youth is from the Chicago region, Lake County, North and West suburbs, Central Illinois, or Southern Illinois, your youth can apply. All of Illinois, basically. So when and how can youth apply for the Chicago Eco Ambassador program is the first question. So applications for the summer program will open up in April. So that's the next program, immediate program that youth can apply for. I'm gonna share the youth newsletter. So please sign up for the youth newsletter. It's in the chat and you will be updated on the application process on that youth newsletter. Also, if you are interested, you can share your email with me and I can put you in a database so I can reach out to you personally. So if you have youth and you please inbox me or email me at caesar@faithinplace.org so I could save your contact information. Second question is, what kinds of concerns are we hearing most about the youth and about climate change? This is a great question. One of the biggest things that surprises our youth about, I'm going to go into environmental justice because they're really connected, climate change and environmental justice, is air pollution and the association and the correlation between air pollution and asthma. Some of our youth have asthma, but they think that it's a gene that is just triggered. Not triggered, it's just a gene that comes naturally when you're born, but it is triggered from air pollution. And a lot of our youth, like, wow, okay, climate change and environmental justice is really affecting us. And this is when I have seen them like be the most surprised. Another thing that our youth are just really interested is addressing climate change through artivism. Cindy, I believe that you ran that amazing workshop and helped us define that term, but they love advocating through art. So those are two things. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Caesar, and for sharing. And I hand it back to Cindy. Thank you all for engaging our activities tonight.
Oh, this has been so awesome to hear your ideas and to hear the things that you've done. I want to encourage you, please, for the next step in your process, follow up with your Faith in Place Green Team coach. And if you are unclear about who that is, then follow up with me or with Veronica, and we will connect you. Our staff who serve as Green Team coaches will support you through the continuation of your visioning process. They'll help you make a plan and some strategies to get it done. They'll provide more information if you need it and ideas, especially around policy and advocacy opportunities, which frankly, you just don't know when to call your congressperson until somebody clues you in. So that's a Green Team coach can help you do that. And they'll also, we won't bug you, but we will contact you by email. We'll check in with you a couple of times a month, maybe come to a Zoom meeting with you, because we really do want to be part of your process and be as supportive and helpful as we possibly can for the work that you are doing, which is fabulous work. So we're here to the end. Do you have any questions? We'd love to have questions. Let's put them in the chat, since that's the easiest way to see and make sure we get them answered. We've talked a lot about things that re-energize and reinvigorate green teams, from your team configuration to helping them understand what the expectations are, reviewing and looking forward to catch that new vision together about how to set goals. And number 6 is follow up with your green team coach ASAP. The older I get, the more the years just fly by. And so I want to say, this is January. This is a great time to start. Let's get it done before we look back and think, oh, I wonder where 2022 went. So thanks for being here. Are there questions? I'm not, okay, here. Oh, Sharon asked, do you have samples of Green Team mission statements? We do have some, and they're not on the website now, but Sharon, that's an excellent idea. It's fun to see what people do and how the visions intersect, and where they are very diverse and beautifully peculiar, some of them. Let me work on that a little bit, and I will try to put together something and get it up on the website and let you know where it is, because making a vision statement, a mission statement is important. This is Veronica's cartoon.
It's actually Dan's cartoon. Dan's on here. I borrowed it from Dan, but isn't it great? I mean, what if it's a big hoax and we create a better world for nothing? It'll all just, I mean, it speaks for itself, right? Were there any more questions? We so appreciate you joining us tonight. We know that people have Zoom fatigue, and so we don't take your presence lightly. We're grateful. I know that there were some folks here who want to start green teams, please be in touch. Cindy and I can drop our email addresses in the chat, and you can contact us, and we will be in touch with you and help make that happen and assign you a coach. So many of our coaches are on tonight. If you're a green team coach for Faith in Place, please wave so people can see you. Samantha's here, Wade is here. Who else do we have down there?
Christina's here.
Rita's here, Liz is here,
Yes.
Pastor O, Pastor Anque. So just wonderful. Carla from Lake County. I started to say Lake Forest, Carla. Carla's here, Caesar's here. Wonderful staff to come out on an evening when they don't have to, right? So grateful to you all. Enjoy your evening. If you have any questions that linger after tonight, feel free to email us. That's why we're here. And we are grateful for the work you are doing. Grateful, and the earth thanks you. Believe that for sure. Have a good night.
Thank you all so much. Good night.
Thanks, everyone.